Welcome to A&B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I am joined today by GC from Face the Movies YouTube channel, and we're very excited to chat with Christopher Bickel. Christopher, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we have you on today to talk about your brand new film, Potter Noster and the Mission of Light. Got a physical copy of it right here.
Do you know what this is? Yeah, Peter Noster, Ancient Light. Major, want this item for me? I'd kill for a copy.
Word has it, the lucky ones destroyed their copies.
Cursed.
Cursed?
If you believe in that sort of thing.
I don't. This commune put it out in the early 70s. Rare as shit.
No one has had any contact with anyone from the Mission of
Light since they disappeared in the mid-1970s.
Potter Noster is still alive?
They worship at the altar of madness.
This isn't normal.
Soon, you'll feel all of us inside of you.
Victimhood is the social currency of these kids today. If they want to play it, let them be it.
Fear is incredibly powerful.
Your film is an absolute mind trip, crazy experience. I had a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to chat with you about it today. So first off, my first question for you is, well, first off, congratulations. But my first question for you is, what was the inspiration for Potter Noster? How did this crazy, wild experience of a film come about?
Okay, so I don't have a lot of money, and it might show
Yes.
on the screen. This is the third movie I've done, and we make these movies on really, really low budgets. So
Yep.
when I went to write it, I wrote to things that I had access to. And one of the things I had access to was a bus that some friends of mine that fix up old cars, they supplied all the cars in my previous movie, Bad Girls. They said,
Mhm.
"Oh, hey, we got this school bus and we want to paint it like an old hippie bus, like the Ken Kesey Further bus. And if you need something like that in one of your movies, you have access to it." And so I just wrote the movie around the bus that they had. And I knew, well, I work at a record store, so I knew that I had access to a record store. So that's the store in the movie is the store that I actually work at. And yeah, so I knew it was going to be a hippie bus and a record store. And I just wrote the script around that.
I love that. It was meant to be. The bus, the record store, and everything else fell into place. That's fantastic. GC, I'll let you jump in with your first question.
Man, you actually answered my question because I wanted to ask you about the record store. It was so accurate, like I mean,
Mhm.
down to the smallest detail. And man, like even the customers, like when customers are looking for a record and they're like, oh, and they're in the wrong section, and you're like, yeah, you're got to go to B, you're in C or something. And yeah, that was pretty much my first question for you. Like, how did you get so much insight? Either you were spending a lot of time in record stores, or but that was fantastic.
Yeah,
Loved it.
that's my
Yeah,
day job,
agreed.
and it has been
Mm.
pretty much my entire life. I've worked in record stores since I was in college, and it's my first great love. And so a lot of the dumb customer uh, lines of dialogue are we keep a book behind the counter that we write things down in whenever a customer says something really stupid. And so a lot of that dialogue was lifted straight from that book. And I wanted the movie to kind of be a love letter to anybody that's ever worked in a record store. So that was I knew that I could write that dialogue because that's just been my life.
It
Because
was you
yeah,
could
go
tell
ahead.
the love that went behind it because of
Mhm.
how like the detail. It felt like these are definitely real customers. Like I know these are actors, but those are real people that ask these real questions. And I've seen this in I collect physical media, so I've definitely seen this record stores, movie stores, the comic book stores. There's always those characters, and well done, man, fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes,
thanks.
agreed.
The
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Bahadu story with the guy bringing in the Bauhaus record, and clearly it's the first time he's ever laid eyes on it. That is an actual thing that happened to me. So that was just a real experience that made it onto the screen.
I have to ask, does the book Behind the Counter have a title? Is it, I thought the customer was always right. Do you call it something like that? I mean, I'm joking a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think we've titled it. You know,
Hmm.
we didn't just title it "Dumb Customers" or anything like that.
Dumb
So
customers.
we wouldn't want the customers to see it
Of course,
and
yes.
be like, "What is that?"
Of course, I love that. So you describe your movies as punk rock demo tapes. Can you speak to that a little bit? Like why do you use that to
Yeah,
describe your films? So this is Paternoster
sure.
is your third film.
Yeah, because I came out of punk rock and that I played in bands for years, and
Mhm.
so that's kind of where I learned to, put out records and do a record label and write zines, book tours, uh, all this stuff with, virtually no money at all. And that was kind of like the great lesson that I took from punk rock is that you can do all this stuff and you can express yourself in all these ways, and it doesn't really cost much money to do it. You're not going to get rich doing it. Uh, but if you find your people, then your people are going to appreciate what you do. So I approach doing movies the same way, and you call it a demo tape because I mean it sort of is that. There's no big studio backing it. It's just what we are able to cobble together, and I think for the kind of people that would appreciate a punk rock demo tape through the rawness, they can appreciate a movie like this, that there are some technical rough edges to it. It's not a Hollywood production, but it's still a lot of fun, and I think it has a lot of spirit.
Yeah, spirit, heart, charming. I had an absolute blast with your film. I know I've said this already, but congratulations. Hold up
Thank
the
you.
physical copy
And
one more
thank you
time.
for actually buying a physical copy of it. That I really appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. And I haven't watched all the special features yet, but man, this is loaded. Not only one
Yeah.
disc, there's two discs. You can see
Yeah,
that.
there's a lot of fun stuff in there. We made music
Yeah.
videos. See, we wrote a whole album of songs for the band that it's not even in the movie because I couldn't really shoehorn in, 40 minutes worth of songs. But I wanted to create the world. And so I contacted all my local musician friends and told them what we were doing.
Mhm.
And I said, I told them it's like early 70s, hippie cult. And everybody came together. We booked out 2 days in a recording studio, and everybody showed up with song ideas. And this over 2 days, we just wrote and recorded the album. So all that stuff is on the second disc, and we made music videos for each of the songs that are kind of set in the early 70s. And there's a couple different documentaries on there,
Yeah.
like making
There's
up
a
things.
short film,
There's a
bloopers.
hilarious slash excruciating blooper reel that you just have to see it to understand what I'm saying there.
I
See,
will check it out. Go
I
ahead.
saw it on Amazon, and like I definitely plan on picking up a copy. I want to see all that, like the making behind it, because I mean, I want one thing I want to touch on, the
Mhm.
music. Would do you? For one, it was fantastic. It was very mesmerizing. I mean,
Thank you.
it was amazing, and it's hard sometimes because not every movie always has like a perfect soundtrack. And I felt like from beginning to end, you felt very immersed because of that music. Do you plan on ever releasing like a record, like soundtrack for it?
It's already out. So if you go to our IndieGoGo page, which is, we crowdfunded this movie, one of the perks, and it's still available. We still have the page up. Is we pressed a double album. So and we did 5 different cover variants. So there's 100 copies of each of the 5 variants, and the cover variants are the actual covers of the records in the movie.
In the
So yeah.
cool.
That is so awesome.
Are they still available? Yeah, agreed, man. That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Hmm.
We've sold about three-quarters of the pressing, so there's still, like maybe like between 100 and 200 copies left. And yeah, it's a double album, and it has all the songs that we recorded for the movie, and then all the incidental music that's in the movie.
Are you selling them in your record store where you work by any chance, or?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's cool. Do you sign them if anyone asks? Has anyone
yeah, yeah,
asked?
sure. Um, yeah, I have signed a couple of copies of it. We did a release party for it when it came out, and people showed up, and some people asked to be have their copy autographed.
Oh, I'd love that. Um, with the release party, did you do a live screening of your film? Have you had a chance to do that with the live audience?
That
And if
that
so, what was
that
that like?
that that release party was specific to the record, and we did that in the record store, so we didn't show the movie
I
there, but
see. Okay.
we did a premiere of the movie, and we booked this theater in Charlotte that was kind of a bigger space than what we had access to down here in South Carolina, and sold out like all the screenings. It was super cool. And then we've done several
Cool.
festivals. So we've had theatrical screenings at festivals.
And
That
what
was a
is it?
question. Oh no, go
Oh,
ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead. Did I take your question? Sorry, man.
No, no. I was just gonna ask. You confirm another question of mine that you answered for me, Christopher. Was I saw at the end that it was filmed in South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina near Greenville, so that's what I was wondering. I was like,
Oh,
man, like I would love to visit your record store and pick up a copy, like personally. That would be so awesome.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's super cool. Yeah, I'm in Columbia.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay,
And get one for me. GC, you can
dude. Yeah, there we
ship it
go.
my way. Venmo. Um, oh my gosh, where was I going? So I have to ask about the one song. What is it? Come out and sing, Father, because it's been in my head. In preparation for today, it's been in my head, but when I first watched it, it's been in my head for a few days. Did you write that song, and does it get stuck in your head too, or have you heard it too many times at this point?
I did not write that. One of my
Okay.
local musician friends is a guy named Joe Buck Roberts, and he's one of the guys that I talked about showed up when we booked the studio out for 2 days, and everybody just came up with ideas and threw their ideas out, and then all the other musicians there sort of jumped in and played on the ideas, and that was his. And when we were done
Oh,
with the
that's
entire
so cool.
recording, I was like, this is by far the best song that we did, and so I knew that I wanted that to be sort of the lead song for the movie. And
Mhm.
yeah, he's done music, I think, for all three of my movies. I know he has several songs in my first movie, The Theta Girl, that are really good. He's just a really good musician and good writer. He does kind of like rootsy, almost gospel-y kind of stuff.
Yeah, very, very talented. The song is catchy, but also creepy at the same time. Oh, it's
Yeah.
perfect. It's
Yeah.
in the trailer. So for those who haven't seen the movie, check out the trailer and then watch the film, and you'll know exactly what song I'm referring to.
The music was so hauntingly beautiful. I mean, it's just something you definitely want to just throw on like on a record and listen to, jam out, whether you're working or cleaning the house or just doing anything. Now, I did want to ask you about the name of the film. So, doing some
Hmm.
research, I came across that Paternoster is like a form of like the name for like a prayer. It's like, is that kind of where you got the idea from, or where did that stem?
Yeah, well, it means Our Father, and so I just
Hmm.
thought that sounded like something a cult in the '60s would have called their leader. And originally I think I was just going to have him be called Father, because the cult in the movie is sort
Hmm.
of loosely based on a real cult called the Source family that was in California in the early '70s, and the leader of that cult was a guy named Father Yod, and they had a band for their cult, and they put out some very rare records. And actually, I thrifted one of their really rare, valuable records, and so that sort of informed the whole writing of the story. But yeah, it means Our Father, and I just thought because it's Latin, it sounded weird and kind of witchy.
It does, and and as we're talking,
Mhm.
it's becomes so apparent that besides the part where the blood-soaked parts, like everything else in the movie was just stemmed from real life experience between the record store, everything where you're saying as far as for that cult, that's so cool. Like I love movies like that are always kind of based on something real, and it just makes it so much more tangible. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
And this
it's kind of it's
go ahead.
loosely based on like maybe three or four different cults, but the Source family is the main one. And there's like a little bit of Manson family in there too, and Timothy Leary and Process Church. So there's just like little bits and bobs from a bunch of different stuff.
Well, it works so well. I love it when the friends first get to the commune because it seems welcoming and happy, but you know that things are not what they seem and likely not going to end well. So before I ask you about sort of the crazy final act, there's a lot of character development up front. You spend some time developing these characters before things get really crazy, let's say. Was that always your intention from script to screen? Did you want to spend time with these characters to make it more of a meaningful experience, let's say, for the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, because the second half of the movie it kind of follows a slasher formula in a way,
Mm.
and I wanted to avoid the pitfall of just having disposable teenagers to get killed. So I knew I wanted the audience to care a little bit about these people and get to know them. I was concerned in the editing that I spent a little bit too much time with that because there's probably a good 30 minutes of movie before like anything like scary happens. And so and it's funny, like I'll read reviews where like half of the reviews are like, I really loved all the stuff in the record store and getting to know the people, and then I just didn't care for the all the gore at the end. Half the people say that, and then the other half are like, it was really boring until like they got to the cult, and then all the mayhem happened. So I don't know. Some people don't appreciate that.
Hmm. Well, you can't please everyone, I suppose. I think
No,
it works
you
well. It worked.
definitely can't.
Yeah, I thought it's excellent. So from my perspective.
Yeah, the character development, I really appreciated that. I
Hmm.
appreciated Jason, like when he first talks to Max, and he's just
Yeah.
genuinely like, I just want to come over and listen to the record. And she seemed almost like guarded. He's like, oh no, I don't, this guy is trying to hit on me. And I didn't know if that was intentional, where you were just what is the wording? Like you were almost poking fun at the fact that whenever a guy will talk to a girl, it always comes off as the guy hitting on her. And that innocence that he had, where he's like, yeah, I know all about them and the fascination behind the
Mhm.
cult. And she's like, you know about the cult too? And it's just that quick friendship. I thought that character development was fantastic.
But I think secretly he really did want to hit on her.
You think so? Because I know when the friend was
The truth comes out.
is that yeah, because when the friend was like throwing herself
Yeah.
at him, I
Mhm.
remember he was just like, I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he clearly, had a thing for Max, and I mean,
Mhm.
otherwise, why would he, you know, try to save her at the end? Like, I mean, he basically martyrs himself at the end, where if it was me and I woke up, like I would have gotten the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But so he clearly really liked Max a lot.
I'm
Mhm.
surprised he was moving so fast with the condition that he was in, man. Like you got me.
Oh
I
gosh.
was, I was not expecting that, and I know
Mm.
Aaron will probably touch more on that because that was like I was like,
Yeah. I mean, I guess no spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess I did just threw out a couple of spoilers there already. Sorry
Totally
about
up
that.
to you. You can it's your film. You can talk about whatever you want. I mean, let's just say something gets cut off and it's traumatic. Um, you were talking about Max, who's played by, I may not say her name right, Adara Starr. Is that how you
Adara.
say? Adara, I
Yeah.
knew I wouldn't get it right. Adara Starr. Can you speak to the casting process and how did she come to be involved with your film?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of the cast are people that I've worked with before in my other movies.
Mhm.
So all the girls, with the exception of Adara, were all in my movie Bad Girls. Uh, Potter Noster is played by a guy named Mike Amison. He's been in all three of my movies. I'd originally cast a different actress to play Max, and we're just like a month outside of shooting, and her mom got sick, and she said, I can't I can't do the movie now because I have to take care of my mom. And so it was very like 11th hour, like a last minute thing. And Adara had been in the short film that I made, which is on the Blu-ray, Welcome to Wonderlawn.
Yes.
And I liked her attitude so much. She just was always like on time, and she was always happy to be on set, and just really bubbly. My only concern was I thought she looked very young. Like she looks a lot younger than she actually is, but she to me like she looked like she was like 12. Um, but I liked her attitude so much, and I asked her if she would like to take the role, and I didn't think she would because she actually lives in another state. She goes to college in Savannah, Georgia, but we were shooting only on weekends, and I was like, you probably don't want to do this, but the role is there if you want it. And um, she said, yeah, immediately. She didn't think twice about it. So she drove up. It was like a 3 hour drive every weekend. We shot for 2 months of weekends, and she was just a joy to be around on set. Just wonderful. I hope I work with her again. I hope she's in the next movie I do. And yeah,
Yeah.
super talented.
Yeah, very talented, and she sort of exudes like happiness. Like in the beginning when she's walking to work, um, it reminded me of, remember that commercial where they pull up to their job and run into the building because they were so excited to go to work. It was kind of like that. It
Yeah.
was she's fantastic as the lead.
Yeah, likable right off the bat. With as soon as she comes
Mhm.
on the screen, you're just like, wow, this person's very happy, and then walks into work, and just you could tell everybody likes
Yes,
her, and it was awesome.
yeah, and a perfect contrast to what happens in the end because it ends very differently. Um,
Yeah.
so
I'm a big fan of movies that do a major tonal shift, but movies like Audition, uh,
mhm.
where it's almost like a
Oh my
romantic
gosh.
comedy at first, and then it just goes completely off the rails.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have something that was light up front to
Mhm.
get people, in one mood before I pulled the rug out in the
Yeah,
second
you
half.
once it picks up, like yeah, it just does not let go off the throttle, and I was like, man, yeah, I could understand why
Mhm.
you ease people into it.
Yeah, yeah, sort of a psychedelic mind trip or horrifying experience. I don't know. I'm just pulling words out of the air. Um, go ahead, GC. I think I cut you off.
No, I mean, honestly, between the character development and everything, how what's the process, man? Because you between the filming, the lighting, recording, editing, man, that's a big undertaking, and especially the psychedelic scenes. I know the particular Jason that we're talking about. No spoilers for anybody, but that particular scene, the editing, where the whole tripping and all that stuff, like man, that was
Mhm.
so well done. Like it was very mesmerizing and beautiful, and especially the way the voices change. They come in, they start getting a little bit
Mhm.
muffled, they start multiplying. Like that's when you could kind of tell that the person is very into music because of the audio technique that you used for editing. And what was the process like, man? Like out of 1 through 10, like how was the stress level?
Oh, it was extremely stressful. I hadn't planned on shooting it. I had a DP, and he dropped out at the 11th hour, and there was not time to find somebody else, especially at the amount of money that I'm able to pay people. I do pay everybody. It's just not a lot. Um, so trying to direct and shoot at the same time is really difficult, and I hope I never have to do it again. Because if you're trying to keep people in the frame, you're not really paying close attention to their acting or their emoting. And then if you like switch into the director mode and you're
Mhm.
paying attention to the performance, then all of a sudden things go out of focus. And you might not even notice it till you're in the editing bay 2 months later. He's like, oh shit, like all this stuff I shot is like very soft. So there's a lot of soft focus shots in the movie. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I was wearing a lot of hats. I mean, because I was like lighting everything too, and our crew was on most days was 4 people. So it was me lighting and um, running the camera and directing, and then we had a sound person, and then one person on script, and then another person to kind of just like do everything else.
Man, that's definitely a lot of hats. Like I'm for me, I edit my videos myself and all that stuff, but even that, I'm like, I could not imagine a film like this with the complexity and especially with the psychedelic effect. And it's just bravo. Like that definitely
Yeah.
deserves, guys. You got to check this movie out.
Well, it was so stupid in hindsight. Really, the hardest thing was that I just stupidly wrote a bunch of characters. So there were, many shoot days where we'd have 20 actors on set because we had all the cult members in the ritual chamber, and all the kids were there, and so trying to wrangle 20 people and do everything else was pretty stressful. But everybody was such a joy that it kind of made it easy. Like we didn't really have that. We only had one bad day on set. It was like the last day of shooting was a bad day.
Oh,
Oh
was it
no.
because
Sorry to
was
hear
it?
that.
I'm sorry. No, I was gonna ask if you're able to say like because I know South Carolina sometimes it could get brutally hot, especially from this location where you were filming. You could tell it's like, man, on certain days it's a scorcher.
Yeah, and so we built the set for the ritual chamber in building that's behind my house, which is just a big metal building. So it was in the middle of summer and we were just baking, and we would literally have to go in and shoot for like 5 minutes and then break so everybody could come out of the building because people were like about to have heat stroke. It was so brutal.
Oh my gosh.
But so that you add so much extra time to your shoot day just having to like you know, walk off the set and hydrate and what have you.
Not
Yeah.
black out halfway through.
Yeah.
One of
Right.
the
Right.
buildings had a door. It reminded me of it was a circular door, and I was like, did he get the influence from the Lord of the Rings, like the Hobbit houses? Because it was very
No,
cool.
I mean it definitely is a
Mm.
Hobbit house. Those exteriors were shot at a LARPing community, which is in Aiken, South Carolina. And
Mm.
so we just drove down there for a weekend and shot using their exteriors, and then all the interiors are shot in my backyard.
Oh my God. Movie magic.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, the
That's
the cult
incredible.
compound is actually like 4 different locations, but it's
Oh
just,
my
just all cut
gosh.
together.
Yeah, you'd never know. Wow.
Yeah.
Um, I'm still processing that. So GC, you probably have questions about this too, but let's talk a little bit about the effects because they're all practical. They are fantastic. Things get cut off, people's stomachs get ripped open. There's a crazy sort of birthing scene. I'm sure I am forgetting things, but can you speak to bringing all of that gory, horrific, wild practical effects to life in your film?
Yeah, I had a really awesome crew,
Mm.
and they were able to do things really cheap. Um, the castration scene is actually a pig's tail that we used for that. We just
Oh,
went to the grocery and bought it. Uh, Originally, we were going to use a turkey neck, but the grocery was out of turkey necks, but they did have pig's tails. So you just kind of
did,
pull
oh my God, what do
pull the
you
bone out
ask?
of it,
Did you have to ask someone? Yeah, go ahead.
and then you run a tube up through it, and then the thing about it is when the knife cuts through it, it actually looks like flesh because it is. So it doesn't
Mm.
look like you're cutting through silicone or foam
Like,
rubber.
yeah. Oh
It's
my
the real
gosh, yeah.
deal. And yeah, so it was Sean and Hayden and Lisa, um, did all effects, and except for the baby, which was done by a guy named Joe Castro, who's a professional special effects guy out in Los Angeles.
Oh my
And
God, yeah, he's amazing. Cool.
that
I
was the
didn't
most
realize that.
expensive.
That's cool.
That was the most
Keep going.
expensive prop on the movie was the baby, but he did such an amazing job with it. I mean, just it was so far beyond my expectations what he delivered for that.
It reminded me of the Nightmare on Elm Street when Freddy kind of comes back as a baby. I forgot which one of the series, but when I saw that baby come out, I was like, wow, that's so damn cool. Like that was
Yeah,
incredible.
the instruction that I gave Joe Castro was that I wanted something similar to the baby from It's Alive. I don't know if you've
Oh.
seen that movie, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and it's like it's better than the It's Alive baby. Like it's just so fucking good.
Did you have any? I mean, because I can only imagine like the blood-soaked scenes, and
Mm.
how was it trying to keep people from slipping and falling, or just like I'm sure the gag reels are just phenomenal with like that particular scene. I was like, man, how did they were they even able to see with just like that blood everywhere? And I mean, it was intense.
Yeah, nobody slipped. And we kept a kiddie pool and a hose outside so people could hose off because that's not, especially in the summer, like it's really sticky. It just feels gross to have it
Mm.
on you. But of course, everybody wants to have blood all over them because it looks cool. So I mean, everybody did have fun with the blood on set. But yeah, nobody slipped or anything. I did on the last shooting day, I lit the set on fire because there is a fire in the movie,
Mm. Mhm.
and so we lit a thing on fire, and it actually like the wall of the set like caught on fire. But safety first, I had several fire extinguishers nearby on
Mm.
set, so we were able to get the fire out. And nobody was in the building when we shot the fire stuff. It was just me and one other guy did all that. So we're able to like. So there's like some stuff where we locked the camera down and shot the actors and then got them out of the building and then lit stuff on fire so that we could composite the shots together. So movie magic.
Yes. So it's fascinating to hear about how it all came together. Going back to the blood that GC brought up, um, well, first of all, do you have any idea how many gallons of fake blood you used? And sort of a
Yeah,
fun question is, do you sweeten it so that your actors are not tasting disgusting
Ooh.
fake blood?
yeah. Okay, so most of the fake blood we bought from an effects house because
Oh, cool.
we needed so much that it was just easier to do that than to make it.
Yeah.
But we bought two 5-gallon buckets, so we used 10 gallons of blood on the movie. But then scenes where people would have blood in their mouth, we made that blood, and it was I think it was made with like corn syrup, food coloring, and a little bit of cocoa powder. So it actually did taste really good.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
You have to keep the actors from like you're like, guys, I need you to look scared because you got to stop eating all the blood.
You don't want it to taste too good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like I mean, it would be like drinking maple syrup. Like it was like too sweet. Like
Mm.
you wouldn't feel good after like swallowing more than a you know tablespoon of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I want to mention that at the end, you'd give a shout out to some real vinyl record shops, which I thought was a really nice touch and a really nice way to end the film. Was that always your intention, or is that something that came to you in sort of the post-production, I guess I would say?
Okay, so the deal with that is I knew that I was making this movie that was a love letter to record stores, and I also knew that
Hmm.
there hasn't been many record store movies. There's
Hmm.
High Fidelity and Empire Records, and I think like one other.
Mm.
And so I, when I was fundraising, I sent a letter to every independent record store in the country, and I said, "Hey, I'm making this movie. It's a love letter to record stores, but it's also a horror movie. Um, And if you would be willing to donate $200 to the production, I will put your logo in the end credits. And there was like something like 40 stores like
That's
responded, and they were like
brilliant.
really
Wow.
stoked. So we raised a considerable amount of the budget from doing that. Now, where this bit me on the ass in a big way is um, there's a company called Film Hub, which is what's called an aggregator. And what they
Hmm.
do is you submit your movie to them, and they get your movie on like Tubi and Mubi and
Yeah,
everywhere that has streaming.
yeah,
And if you're an independent filmmaker, you basically have to go this route because like a little guy like me can't contact
mhm,
Tubi and say, "Hey, take my movie." Like it
yeah.
has to be done through a company like Film Hub. So I submitted the movie to Film Hub, and they did their quality control check on it, and they said, "Oh, well, you have to take out all. You can't have advertising in your movie, and these logos
Oh,
count as advertising, and so you have to remove those before we could submit this anywhere." And I was like, "Fuck you, no." Sorry, can I cuss
mm,
on your
that's fine.
channel?
Yes,
um,
absolutely.
uh, I was like, "There's no way." So because I
Oh man.
because I wasn't going to cut it out because I promised it to the record stores, but also it's part of the movie,
Mm.
and so I left it in there. But because I left it in there, I'm very limited on where I can have my movie streamed. So basically, the only places to stream it are on Amazon, which which Amazon up until very very recently would allow a small independent filmmaker to submit their film, and I think they might have done away with that now. But I got
Mm.
in like
Before
right at
they
the very
ended
end of
that.
that. And
Yeah.
then Night Flight streaming service, who actually premiered it, and they've been super cool to us.
Mm.
And but other than that, like I can't really get it anywhere else because of this
Oh,
the
that's too
record
bad.
the record stores and the credits.
Even Shutter,
Mm.
like even Shutter wouldn't. Oh,
No, yeah,
Mm.
because I don't know why,
Mm.
but I guess there's some rule like where you can't have something that they deem to be an advertisement.
yeah,
Yeah, but you can have product placement. That's
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
guess
Mm.
it's weird. I don't write
That's
the
too
rules.
bad. Yeah, yeah. Well, I love that you did it. I thought it was a really nice shout out. And what a
Yeah,
brilliant sort of campaign to get funding for your film.
yeah,
I didn't
and
even think about that.
and the great thing about it also is that all those stores now are pushing my movie to people because like, oh yeah, like we helped make this movie, so check it out. It's about record stores. So
That's so
that's helped us
cool.
quite a bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just when you're doing stuff on such a small level like this, you have to kind of build your community where you can, and so that's
Mm. Well,
I
good
I I I,
shout out
I
to
like
them,
record people, so they seem to really like how the movie turned out. So everybody's happy.
as they
And,
should.
and supporting small business, keeping physical media alive, like just doing the part, man. And
Hmm.
that's amazing. I do have a question that's a bit segued, and I don't know if it's a question or a compliment, but Max's room. Like, can we talk about that? I mean, man,
Oh
that
yeah.
talk about the dream room. Like, is that yours? Like, is that your place? Did you stage it or?
Yeah, that's my record room.
Oh
I've
my
worked in
gosh.
record stores for like 25 years. Giving my age away now, but so you don't make any money working in record stores, but you do get first pick of the cool records. So I have a really great record collection, and that's Max's room in the movie.
That was a perfect room with the bed right in the middle. Like, man, I'd lay there with some
Mhm.
headphones on, records. I saw you had books. I even think in one corner you had like movies, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the way it's shot, there's a whole corner of the room that you never see in the movie, and that's where all my DVDs are. So I have like two walls full of DVDs that
Mhm.
you don't really see in those might be in the next movie. because the next movie is about a movie collector.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, I love that.
I'm excited.
So we're all about physical media. You can see behind me and also behind
Yeah.
GC. Um,
yeah,
your film does make, I mean, I guess it's a commentary on collecting and mostly the positive aspects of collecting, but there's also a little bit some downsides, I guess, that you cover in your film. Sort of with like Max wanting to collect as many copies of that one record as she can. Can you speak to that a little bit? Like your love for collecting, I feel like we're in good company with you when it comes to collecting. Even though we're all about movies and physical media, it's really the same idea.
And some
yeah.
record break.
And I'm
And some records GC has, yes.
yeah, and so my room, I can see your space there. My room is very similar. I'm all about physical media and collecting movies. But so Max's character is sort of an indictment of myself. Uh, where I'm calling myself out is that yeah, collecting is great and fun, but you can't let it overshadow your personal relationships. And so that's the lesson
Mhm.
Max learns in the movie Too Late, is that it's basically she's lost every person in her life because of her obsession over owning this thing. And
Mhm.
it didn't need to go that way. So yeah, it's a love letter and an indictment.
Kind of like an
Yeah,
awakening where it's like appreciate what you have, and some things are just things. That's
right.
Yeah.
that's a great message to have.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that. That's great. I have to ask before we run out of time, Timmy Capello from the Lost Boys. How did you get him involved, and what was it like working with him on your film? Because he is in Potter Noster briefly, but he
Yeah,
has a cameo.
I'm so happy that he did that. So I met Timmy several years ago. I used to write for a
Mhm.
website called Dangerous Minds, and I interviewed him for that website. And I went into the interview. He was at that time he was doing his first convention that he'd ever done. So he'd been off the grid since the Lost Boys, basically,
Mhm. Mhm.
and he was about to come out and start doing like these shows that he does. Like does this like one man solo sax show, and
Mhm.
he does a lot of conventions. This was the first one that he'd done, and I went into that interview thinking that this guy is going to be the most arrogant, like musclehead. Just I really like misjudged this guy, and so I'd like kind of written these questions that were like kind of like almost kind of making fun of him. And then like I started talking to him, and like in the first like minute, I was like, oh no, this guy is like so sweet, and he is so nice, and he's so smart, and I'm such an idiot for misjudging. And so I had to like throw out like all my like snarky like shit that I was gonna ask him about, and then we ended up having like the best conversation, and the interview was so great, and it kind of went a little viral, and he I think credited that interview a bit with kind of bringing him back out into the world. It's sort of his announcement, like I'm here and I'm doing these conventions and stuff. So we kind of struck up a friendship after that, and then he recently moved to my hometown, uh,
Oh my God.
and
What are the
so
chances?
yeah, and when he came to Columbia, I said, "Hey, I'm working on this movie. Like, is there any chance in hell that you would want to do this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I would love to do it." And so he did, and he is just the nicest, sweetest man, just so down to earth, and like I love working with him, and I hope that I can like work with him again in the next movie too. Um, can't say enough good stuff about the guy.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise. I didn't expect him to be in your film, and when he showed up, I'm like, oh my God, that's Timmy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Nice surprise there. I've just got a
Have you ever had a
couple of,
chance to meet him like at a convention or
I have
anything?
not. How about you, GC?
No, I have not.
No, I
He
haven't.
does a lot of conventions, but he also tours playing solo shows. And if you get a chance, like, to go see this man. He's so much fun, and he's just the nicest person you'll ever meet.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll be on the lookout. We've got a couple. I'm in the Boston area. We've got a couple horror cons coming up. I'll see. I'll see if he's on the list.
Yeah, he
Um,
does a lot of them.
cool. So I have a few fun questions before we get to this or that. But GC, I wanted to give you a chance to see if you have anything else you'd like to ask Christopher.
Man, I, I, I'm a bit of a rambler, so I'll keep it short because I'll probably keep us here forever. But one
Go
question
for it.
that was very important for me to ask was, so you've been in, like, with the record store industry, like what you said, about 20 25 years. What, coming from the music background, what made you decide to getting into making films?
I had wanted to make movies since I was a kid, and I actually went to college. I studied film, and I um I was working in a record store when I was in college, and I ended up opening my own store. And when I graduated, it was like, well, I could either keep running this store, or I can, like, go to LA and try and, get on a set somewhere, like, being a gopher or getting coffee for people, or whatever. I
Mhm.
was like, well, I'd like running this record store. So I kept doing that. And then I was like, well, I really should try to make a movie. And so I ended up buying a bunch of gear. This was the era when like desktop editing and stuff was just kind of first, coming out. And I
Mhm.
was like, well, I could shoot something digitally and edit it. And so I bought all this gear, and I started work on my first movie. And a week into production, everything got stolen, including all the tapes,
Oh
that
no.
all the footage.
Oh my gosh.
And man, like, that's the most depressed I've ever been in my life. And I moved back in with my parents because, like this was, I closed my store to try and, like, live my dream, and then, like, it
Oh my
lasted a
God.
week.
Did
It
you
was
ever
so
get any
bad,
of it?
guys.
Did you get any of it back?
No,
That's
no, gone
awful.
forever. And so
Hmm.
so I moved in back with my parents for like 6 months, and then I was like, I can't do this. So I applied and got a job at the store where I work now. And so I've been at Papa Jazz since 2001, I think. And
Wow,
yeah, so I guess I've
impressive.
been working in record stores for longer than 25 years. But anyway, and so then I just did that for a long time. And then I'm trying to think when I did my first movie. I think it was like 2016, maybe it's 2016. Um, and and I was like, you know what? Like, I should try to do a movie again.
Mm.
And so I just talked to some other people, and we decided it was doable, and that the technology had advanced to a point where the cameras, like, had a very cinematic quality to it. It almost looked like you were really shooting on film. So then I just did it. I did my first movie was called The Theta Girl, and
Mhm.
it was a good experience. And so I've kept doing it. I work a day job, at the record store, 40 hours a week. So I wish I had more free time to devote to doing movies. That's why it takes me like 2.5 years in between movies, because I have so much other stuff trying to pay rent.
No, especially with wearing the
Mhm.
many hats at times. I mean, I can't imagine. It's so time consuming. I know for us, like, we're not even doing, I don't think, a quarter of, like, when it comes to filmmaking, and us working full time and our channels and stuff. I mean, man, I commend you for that, and especially for the fact that you didn't
Mhm.
let that discourage you. I mean, that goes to show to anybody that, when you have, like, a passion for something, it's just staying on top of it, and even if you take a break from it, you could still come back. I mean, it's
Well,
incredible to hear.
it did discourage me for like 15 years.
But
uh, but
At least
you
you
reach a
can laugh
point.
about it now, though.
yeah,
Yeah, but you reach a point where, like, you're like, well, I'm not getting any younger, and like, what did I really want to do with my life? I was like, oh, what I really wanted to do with my life was I wanted to make a movie, and so then I made one.
And you took a good break too because you allowed for the technology to catch up. I mean, look at now,
Yeah.
all you need is an idea and a phone. I mean, look at 28 days
Yeah,
later, they filmed it on an iPhone and
yeah,
even now the new
Mhm.
release. So, like anybody at this point, you could just have the good idea and just put in the work ethic and you create
Mhm.
something.
And the editing
yeah. I mean,
software that's available now. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
yeah. I mean, it's
Hmm.
incredible the access that people have to this technology just it's taken away all the gatekeeping for
Hmm.
better or for worse. I mean, it's also allowed a flood of shit to to come about, but
That's
that's
true.
we try and wade through that to find the gems.
Yeah, yeah. Look at all the found footage films that seem to come out.
Yeah.
Um, there's some really good ones in the mix, but then not all of them.
Yeah.
But I commend everyone who's making a film though, so that's awesome. Um,
Yeah, you make a movie and you suddenly become a lot more forgiving to other movies
yes,
because
yes.
you learn how hard it is to do it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
It's no small feat.
yeah.
Especially
Even go ahead. It's fine.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that, especially of making films, is there any plan for a sequel at all or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I don't. I think that story has been told. I mean, you know, I I could figure out a way to revisit it, but I want to do other stuff. You know, I have other ideas I want to work on.
Hmm. Yeah, fair enough. I was going to ask the same thing. Um, let's see. Two quick things for me before we do this or that. How would you describe Potter Noster, perhaps using other films like Alien meets Predator, or just describe it generally for those who haven't seen it?
Okay. Let's see. Well, this isn't probably what I would have said, but I've read this in several reviews, so I think it resonates with people. And what
Yes.
a lot of people have said is that it's High Fidelity meets Midsommar.
Yes.
So
I love
that's
that.
that sounds good to me. I mean, I love both of those movies. So
Yeah, me too. That's fantastic. My last question is, do you have a favorite film of 2025 so far?
Sinners.
Mhm. That's
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
great film.
yeah, and it's no contest. Like
Hmm.
that's far and above everything else I've seen.
Yeah, awesome. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Let's jump right into this or that. We give you a little bit of a warning up front. We ask you two things. You just pick one or the other. It's usually kind of fun, and in most cases, there's no right or wrong answer. So GC, why don't I turn it over to you? Why don't you go first?
Okay, so you have between Color Out of Space or Mandy.
Um, Color Out of Space.
Some
Okay.
Nicolas Cage action there. I love that you see like crazy Nick Cage in both of those films.
Yeah.
Maybe more so in Mandy. Okay, let's see. Kind of a genre here: zombies or werewolves?
Zombies.
Did you?
I think there's a lot more good zombie movies than there are good werewolf movies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true. Which is your favorite zombie movie of all time?
Night of the Living Dead.
That first one. Have you seen
Yeah,
28
I
Years
mean,
Later?
because
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I haven't seen it yet. I
That's
mean,
good.
really, all of the Romero zombie movies, I think, and I probably really like Dawn of the Dead best of all, but Night of the Living
Mm.
Dead is just such a pivotal movie in horror history, and also where my parents went on their first date. They saw it at the
Oh,
drive-in, so I wouldn't exist without that movie.
Wow, not
hmm.
many people can say that.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And speaking of the remake, we're getting a Steelbook 4K edition. That's the director's cut. I don't know if you've heard that. The
Of the Tom
1990
Savini version.
Tom Savini
Yeah.
version. Never before seen director's cut. So
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
can't wait.
I thought that movie was really good.
Yeah, same here. Same here. All right, we digress. GC, I think it's back over to you.
Yeah, well, because speaking of Tony Todd, do you choose Final Destination or Saw? And that's more of I guess like the franchise.
Yeah.
Final
Or you're
Destination. I think Final Destination is more fun, especially the second one. I think that's the best one. Specifically, the whole sequence with the on the highway.
yeah,
I think that's maybe the best edited sequence I've ever seen in a movie.
that
Yes.
was incredible. Yeah,
So
absolutely
good.
incredible.
hmm The new one's really good. I don't know if you've seen that yet,
I haven't seen the new
but
one yet.
the intro scene is awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent. Over to me. Let's see. Do you prefer unseen horrors or full creature reveal?
I think unseen horrors, um, to a point that I mean, like Jaws, where
Yeah.
you do eventually see it, you know, at the I like to see a little bit of it at the end. There needs to be some kind of a payoff, but I think if
Yeah.
you have the creature like just out and full open for the entirety of the movie, like it can get hokey.
Yeah, desensitized almost, right? Kind of like a super gory film. After a while, you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I won't name any. But like the Blair Witch Project, I think is a perfect example of you never actually see the Blair Witch, and it's pretty damn scary. So I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Over to
So
you. Over to you, GC.
now we have the 1999 Stigmata or the 1995 The Prophecy.
I have never seen Stigmata, but I have seen The Prophecy, which I love. I think is great. So I guess by default, I have to say that.
I mean,
Stigmata's
Christopher
good.
Walken is,
Yeah, but Christopher
I mean,
Walken, yeah.
I mean, I don't, do either of you guys want to make the argument that Stigmata is the better one?
Mm,
it's, it's a tough one. I mean, I'm a big Christopher Walken fan, and the fact that, I mean, just that
yeah,
franchise.
yeah, I think I'd go with the prophecy too. The Stigmata's great though.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Well,
What's
it's
her
on my
name?
list now.
I can't think of. Is it Patricia Arquette?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
believe it's Patricia Arquette.
yeah, it's cool. It's a little dated, but it's got
Yeah.
oh, I can't think of who the priest's name is. Um, it'll come back
And
to
I
me. I don't
and
know.
I do know watching The Prophecy in 4K, Vinegar Syndrome's release. Oh man, it's completely new movie.
Yes, yes, I agree. And now I'm annoyed. I'm gonna look up. Gabriel Byrne is also in Stigmata.
Ah, okay.
Okay,
I'm gonna
back over
look
to
it
me.
up.
Hold on, I gotta get back to my notes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pennywise or Art the Clown?
Oh, that's interesting. Um, I'm gonna say Pennywise,
Hmm,
but I think Art the Clown's pretty great.
yeah, agree.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
tough.
I see the thing with those movies is I think Art the Clown is a great character.
Hmm.
I'm just not that crazy about the movies.
Yeah.
Like the story or the plot and characters. But Art the
Mm.
Clown certainly carries those movies.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean
Oh
just
my gosh.
what a great character and what a great performance.
And what if I asked Tim Curry Art the Clown or Skarsgård Art the Clown?
Um Skarsgård.
Really?
And
Okay.
I hate that I'm saying that because I love Tim Curry so much,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we're gonna go that route.
Go. Okay, okay. Fair enough.
S- So now we have the 2011 Kill List or the 2009 The House of the Devil.
I have never seen Kill List, so I guess by default I'm House of the Devil,
House of the Devil.
which
Kill
uh,
List is
which
good.
which I really like that movie.
I'd probably go with House of the Devil too, but what's awesome
Yeah.
about the Kill List is it kind of starts out like a hit hit movie, right? Like these guys are hitmen, and it's like a kind of like a gangster film, and then all of a sudden it flips and becomes like an all-out horror movie. So check it out.
Okay, I
Kill
will.
List. Yeah. Let's see. Over to me, David Cronenberg or Lucio Fulci, if I said his name right.
Ooh.
Oh, Cronenberg, like
Hmm.
by a lot.
Body horror. Body horror.
And
Yeah.
I
Classic.
like Fulci. And I mean, I have kind of a Fulci, actually two Fulci homages in Pater Noster, but Cronenberg is just a genius.
Mhm.
What's your favorite Cronenberg movie?
Um,
The Hot Seat.
That's tough.
It is. No, it's a hard one. It's almost.
maybe Rabid.
Oh.
I love
That's a good one.
Videodrome a
Yeah.
lot though too.
Yeah, I love Videodrome.
Yeah, I just picked it up in the Criterion sale. So I was so excited to get that on 4K.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a good one. It gets some hate, but I don't know. I really like it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't. I can't imagine anybody hating it. It's like a perfect movie.
I think because it's a little dated, like with the technology. So folks
Yeah.
who
I
see it
thought
now, and
Existence
yeah.
was very
Mm,
similar, like thematically, and
yes.
I liked Existence quite a bit too.
Yeah, same here. There's a nice edition of that came out recently. Over to you, GC. I almost read the next one.
No worries. So we have the 2019 Saint Maud or the 2020 The Night House.
I haven't seen The Night House, but I've seen Saint Maud, which I really liked a lot.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if does it count when I haven't seen the other one and I'm just picking the one that I've seen.
I think
I guess
so.
maybe if I hated Saint Maud, I would have said the other one.
I haven't seen this one, but I hated this one so much. I'm going to go with the one I haven't seen.
Hey, worst
I
case,
love
you know
that.
what? You could always revisit when
Mm.
the next movie comes out. Aaron could have you on here, and then you could just answer those questions once you've already seen the other one.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. We'll do
I'll
that.
make a note of films you haven't seen for the next time. Um, let's see. Over to me. Psychological horror or supernatural horror?
Psychological by a lot.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not that all that big into supernatural horror.
Yeah.
I saw, especially in
Yeah.
the movie,
I can
that's
see
one
that.
thing that I love the psychology in your film,
Mm.
and I really appreciated that. I love when it's like science, psychology, and psychedelics, like
Mhm.
everything, music all into one. I was like, are you kidding me? This is beautiful.
Perfect combination. Yes. Two more. I swear we're almost done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the next one, this one's, oh man, I'm sweating just wondering which one you're gonna pick. The 2017 The Endless or the 2013 The Sacrament.
The Sacrament. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with The Sacrament.
It's good.
It
Like the
was for me, it's a hard one because I can't, like, it's hard for me to pick each one just because I love both of them so much. I was surprised. I think, man, I wonder which one. Such a good movie. I have that one too. I have that release.
Yeah, both are good. Let's see. One more. The Jaws franchise or the Halloween franchise?
Oh, well, Halloween for sure. But if we're talking individual movies, Jaws is better than everything.
Yes. Yeah.
But as far as the franchise goes, Halloween.
Mhm. I support
And
that.
of course, I love
Yeah.
the third one. That well, it's weird because when that came out, like everybody hated it so much, and then
Hmm.
decades passed, and like people reevaluated it, and they're like, oh no, this movie's actually really good. I just remember at the time. Um, when that came out, I was reading Fangoria, and so I understood what Carpenter was trying to do. He wanted to make a new movie every
Hmm.
year to be released on Halloween, and it would be just a different horror movie and under
Yep.
that banner, and like nobody got it, and they were like, "What is this?" But it was so good.
Hmm.
And that goes a long way towards that being a great franchise. Is that it has
Hmm.
the first Halloween and Halloween 3 are just two great movies
Yeah.
that sort of
Yeah, agreed.
The rest of the franchise sort of sits on top of those.
Yeah, for sure. Although I will say, as a kid, when I first rented Halloween 3, I was so excited. I went home to watch it and I kept waiting for Michael Myers. I know I'm not alone here. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And then it ended. I was like, what the hell?
Same
So,
here. Credits come
Yeah.
in. I'm like, what was that? What just happened?
yes, right?
Did I
But
rent the
it's
wrong movie?
I think it's one of the it's
It's a
one of the
great
great
film, yeah.
shames that Carpenter wasn't allowed to go forward with that idea, and that we didn't get a lot of different weird horror movies being released every Halloween.
Well, didn't he have to make Halloween 2 to do 3? Wasn't that sort of a compromise he made with the studios? At least I think I heard that. And
That
if
could
two,
be. I don't know that for certain,
if
but that
Halloween
sounds
3
right.
came second, then people might have been like, oh, okay. But because we had one, then Halloween 2, Halloween 3, you just assume a trilogy and Michael
Yeah.
Myers will be back. But yeah. Well, anyway, Christopher, thank you so much for chatting with us today. This has been fantastic. Congratulations on Potter Noster and the Mission of Light. You've created something really special. And one last time, it's in camera. Get a physical copy of Potter Noster if you don't have one already, and at least stream it and check it out. So thank you and congratulations. And before we let you go, GC from Face the Movies YouTube channel, thank you so much for joining me today as a guest co-host. If you are watching, like and subscribe A&B Horror Movies because it helps my channel. And Christopher, one last time, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you. This has been fantastic. I appreciate you having me on.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Had a wonderful time.
Yes,
Thanks.
awesome. Bye, everyone.
Turn around! Bring this one, so the rest of you just go around. However, you guys will just go back here. You own I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. I think you should take a chance on this movie just for the weirdness of it all. And I'm a weird effer, and man, even this is weird to me. Action. Okay, Shelby, why are you doing this movie? What's wrong with you?
Because I'm a freak. There's something wrong with everyone who watches this movie.
Why are you doing this movie?
Because there's something wrong with me, obviously.
Why are you doing this movie?
I'm an artist and I'm psycho.
This movie is for real hardcore horror fans who love excitement and interesting twists.
The audience is every stoned person between the ages of 16 and 106.
Blood and guts and satanic rituals and human sacrifice and hardcore thrash music. I mean, all in one.
It's got everything.
That's all you need.
This is a Chris Bickel film. I'm here for the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I've gotten to fulfill dreams I've had my entire life of getting covered in blood, of seeing people get stabbed.
What's been your favorite thing so far? You're doing great, sweetie. Thanks, Mom. Positives? Or anything to bitch about?
The positives is everyone is very talented and everyone works really hard, and I love seeing everyone's passion, and it's been a lot of fun just making a movie. So I am happy to be here.
Yeah. Crystal, Aaron.
Positive is we have an amazing crew cast. Negative is I gotta say goodbye to them today.
So for 30 years, I've been hearing about Chris Bickel, the angry punk rocker, the angry rebel, the angry record store owner, the iconoclast. Chris is a pussycat. Chris is a kind, sweet, down-to-earth artist who looks after his cast and bends over backwards to be nice to everybody. And he's got this vision. Okay, granted it's a slasher movie vision, but it's a vision. And it's been a joy and a delight to work with people coming together on this.
He's just a big dork.
That too.
You're a dork. Last day of filming, just some thoughts.
I'm glad it's over.